that you leave with some good messages today. The next couple weeks are really important weeks in schools, very important weeks for you. Even if you haven't been at your best all year long, or maybe been sporadic, maybe sometimes you're at your best and sometimes you're not. The time to really be at your best is coming up pretty soon. So we're going to talk more about things to remember getting ready for these tests, the last minute things. This is Dr. Seuss meets the OAAs. NRE rallies to do our best. And you know we've had a Dr. Seuss theme going on for about the last month or so with primary kids and their reading challenges that they've been doing. And so we have also taken on that theme. You know, attitude, it's all about your perspective. There are things we must do whether we like them or not. There are things we must do to prove what we've got. We can say that that's bad or say that's not fair. We can decide to be mad as a bear. Or we can decide to try to do our best and to care. To great heights we may fly, if only we'll dare. That sounds kind of Seussish, doesn't it? Very Seussish. And I wrote that because I was feeling that everything that you do in life comes down to your attitude. Like whether you're going to try or not. Those are all things that have to do with your personal attitude about what you're going to do. So then Dr. Seuss, you know, has written quite a few books. And he's been dead for some time now, but his books and his ideas remain. And one of the things, he wrote a book that the theme was adversity. If you don't know what adversity is, it's when you have obstacles in life, when you have things that are thrown at you that are sometimes difficult to manage. And we all had adversity in one way or another. I've been meeting with 5th graders the last couple weeks, and we've been talking about what their challenges are on the OAA test. You know, what is it that's really hard for them about doing that? I met with 6th graders today, and we talked about the same thing. So we all have things that challenge us. And this is what Dr. Seuss said. I learned there are troubles of more than one kind. Some come from ahead, and some come from behind. But I brought a big back. I'm all ready, you see. Now my troubles are going to have trouble with me. So in other words, in this story, Dr. Seuss's theme is, you know, you've got adversity, but you've got to be up to the task. We don't really want you to go around and feeding people with bats and things like that. That's not the message. But we want you to attack what you're doing as if you're strong and powerful and in control. And that's exactly what you are now with these OAAs. Why should we be confident of our OAA success? And it should be like that because Horton was faithful. He sat and he sat. And if you've read Horton Hears a Who, you know that passage comes from there. And my message when I read about that story, I took away from that you too have been faithful and you persevered in your preparation for these tests. Just like Horton, you'll experience relief and jubilation once they're over. But you have to persevere. That's a big word. That means you have to stick with it and see it through. You've gotten this far through the school year. You've worked, and now you just have to get over that last hump, and that's to actually show what you know. So that's what this slide was about. So let's review those test smarts. You know, we've got track your time, expect success. Why don't you guys say these with me? Read the next one. Study the directions. Take a breath. Spot those numbers. Mark and answer the questions. Anticipate the answers. Rely on the 50-50. Try. Search for skips and smudges. I hope those are ingrained in your brain. The other day when I was in a test talk meeting with a 5th grader, that 5th grader actually was starting to recite those by memory to me. I thought that was awesome. He knew all what the letters stood for, and so hopefully he knows how to use those test smarts too, and hopefully you do too. story, Hooray for Dip and Duper Day. And he's very concerned about whether the kids are going to be able to pass the test, as a lot of principals are across the whole country. And so the teacher and the kids try to, get him to calm down a bit and tell him to rest assured that the kids were well prepared. And so the message from this is take your time, pace yourself, watch that it doesn't become too late too soon. That's an actual quote from Dr. Seuss. Watch that it doesn't become too late too soon. And that's exactly how Dr. Seuss rhymed and said his things in books. We had to think about that a little bit. Next slide. Expect success. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. It's from the Lorax, and the message in that story is people have to care in order for things to change and get better. You have to take a stand. You have to care. You have to advocate. And in this case, take a stand to care, and success may come your way. The directions. Stop. You must not hop on pop. That comes from the story Hop on Pop. And what I took from that is we've got to read the directions thoroughly and read them again. Do exactly what the test asks you then. And also we have to remember to take a breath. I yelled for help. I screamed. I shrieked. I howled. I yelled. I cried. Oh, save me from these pale green pants with nobody inside. From the Sneetches and other stories. Relax, everybody. It's just not that scary. After all, you can do this. It's a test.
Grinch, aren't you going to start?
No, we don't want to.
But you have to track your time, so make sure you can finish the test.
Okay, fine.
No, slow down. You're going too fast. Tracking your time means working quickly enough to finish the test. But you have to show what you know on the test.
Do you always have to speak in rhyme?
I guess I do. I don't even notice. So how do you? Just expect the best, Grinch, and you'll be fine. Here, I have another pencil. You can borrow mine.
And the Grinch, as you know, gets very Grinchy about things. But Cindy Lou's doing her best to encourage the Grinch. Our next slide. A person's a person no matter how small. This is from Gordon Here's a Who. Every question needs an answer. Match them up. After all, spot the numbers. So every question has to have an answer. Please don't leave anything blank. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. What story does that come from? Jordan? I could read with my eyes shut. Or is it, oh, the places you'll go. I think it's the places you'll go. And in this slide, we want you to remember to mark and master the questions. It's so important to underline the important stuff in the question and all the things that they want you to do. We know a lot of times there's not just one thing we have to do. There might be 2 or 3 or maybe 4 things that we have to do. So read, reread, and mark the important tasks to complete. Think left and think right. Think low and think high. Oh, the Grinch is back. The teacher wants the Grinch to get busy.
What's wrong, Grinch?
I don't want to do this.
I know some of the questions are hard, but it's okay. Remember what we learned in brain gym? Deep breath, breathe out. We can do it. Breathe in, breathe out. Read the questions carefully, the directions carefully. Our teachers did such a great job of getting us ready for the test. So I know you can do it.
Okay.
Much better. The Grinch is starting to get the feel of it, I believe. Think left and think right, and think low and think high. Oh, the things you can think up if only you try from the things you can think. So anticipate the answer. A lot of times we want you to go ahead and cover up those choices and use your own brain and think, what do I think is the answer before I even look at those choices? And you might be really amazed that what you're thinking is right there is one of those choices. Rely on the 50-50. Only you can make up your mind. You're the one and only one from Hunches and Bunches. Mark out the distractors. Use evidence from the text. Or make an inference to select the best bet. And of course we have try. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own. And you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. And this one is from Oh, the Places You'll Go. Again, it's all up to you.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You're writing all over the directions.
Well, I'm just marking the directions to make sure that I answered every part of the question.
Oh.
See, if it's too hard, I'm going to circle 1 and 2.
I guess that's a pretty good idea.
Oh no, Rich, you didn't answer one of your questions. Make sure you put an answer for each numbered question.
This is a lot of work.
You can do it. Make your best guess.
The Grinch is right, it is a lot of work, but hopefully he's up for the task. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. And in this story, we know that the cat and his friends made a mess, but they did go back and clean it up. And we want to make sure that you check for skips and smudges on your test.
What's wrong now?
I can't do this anymore. It's too many questions and too many answer choices.
Here's a hint. Look carefully at your answer choices. Can you already see that 1 or 2 of the answers don't really make sense?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
So use the 2 that are left and choose the 1 that makes the most sense to you.
You know, you're pretty good at this whole test-taking thing.
Thanks, Rich.
And hopefully both of them are good in the end. So we have to think of all the ways that we have prepared. The great instruction, there's been lots of learning going on. The ProCore test that we use to check what we know. The tons of practice passages and problems. enrichment, homework, tutoring, partner sharing, thinking about thinking, group discussions, critiques, oh my gosh, projects, book reports, presentations, test smarts, expectations, and lots of practice with test smarts. Look at all the things that you have done to get ready for these tests. Some physical activity is good too. Exercise the night before the test as you normally would. Just don't overdo it and make yourself too tired the next day. And this means please don't stay at baseball practice till 9 or 9:30 the night before a test. Please go home and get a bath or a shower, get your dinner, and get to bed and be rested. And then the next day, make sure that you use brain gym and that you're stretching and relaxing before and during the test as you need to.
Wow, Grinch, look at you go. You really know how to try. I can tell how hard you're working.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go back and check my work just to make sure I answered everything neatly and clearly.
That's a great idea. Looks like you got this test smarts after all.
Yeah, I guess I do. I think my brain grew 3 sizes this day.
I thought it was your heart that grew 3 sizes.
No, that's a whole different story. I'll tell you about it at Christmas.
Well, boys and girls, I hope Cindy Lou Boo and the Grinch helped you see how easy it is to use your test smarts on your OAA test. But just remember, you can't really talk to each other during the test. They would have gotten into big trouble for that, huh?
Let's give those And just to finish up a couple more slides here, boys and girls, and you've been a great audience. Other preparations that we talk about that are important for you to remember is hydration. You know, if you've learned anything from your science teachers, is that your body needs to have fluids for your cells and your brain to work. So please make sure that you drink fluids, like waters, juices, and things like that, that will keep your brain hydrated. Drink plenty of water the night before, the morning of, and during the test to keep your brain hydrated and your brain cells working. Also, I want you to remember good nutrition. Fuels your body and your brain. A high carbohydrate dinner the night before testing and some protein the morning of testing will combine to give you good energy and brain power. Pasta, yogurt, eggs, nuts, meat, milk, and peanut butter are all good foods to fuel you for testing. So hopefully there's something on that list that you like and that you can eat. And then they do something he liked least of all. Of course, they're talking about our friend that just left the stage. But what you see here are the Who people joining together, aiming for peace and harmony in their world. Please don't have any fights or conflicts with your siblings or your parents the night before your test that morning. Please try to come with yourself in a good attitude, your mind free of conflict. So let's try to be nice to each other. Take a warm bath and crawl into bed, get plenty of sleep, and rest your head. Make sure that you get up on time. Don't be late to school on your test day. If you come in late, we can't let you start. And then you'll have to take it by yourself on another day without your classmates. It's not as great of a testing environment than when you're doing it with your teachers, in your classroom, in your group. So please, make sure you get to school on time. And on the topic of test anxiety, if that is such a thing for you, Miss Bonkers Rose, don't fret, she said. You've learned the things you need to pass that test and more. I'm certain you'll succeed. We've taught you that the earth is round, that red and white make pink, and something else that matters more, we've taught you how to think. So New Richmond Elementary's test-taking expectations are that we want students to try their best on tests. And of course, there are the expectations we keep talking about: previewing the test, tracking your time, writing in your test booklet, performing brain gym, drinking lots of water, read things at least twice, attempt all the questions, review all your answers, write neatly and clearly, stay awake and be alert, and respect other test takers who are also trying to do their best. The Dr. Seuss Test Smarts Pledge, this is something we're going to ask you to go back and sign in a few minutes. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful 100%, and I will be faithful to the Test Smarts way. I will live it and breathe it the livelong day. If for no other reason than my own personal pride, this promise for best effort I will abide. And when it is over, the air is clear, I'll bounce with my friends and raise a big cheer. And that, of course, is in reference to if you have demonstrated all your test smarts on your test, then you'll be invited to that May 9th bouncy party, which is a lot of fun. So we hope 100% of our students get to go do that. And Dr. Seuss had this to say on success: so be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guarantee. Kid, you'll move mountains. And that's what he had to say in his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. And so in conclusion, we want to wish everybody good luck on the OAAs, but before we get to the end of our program, our high school cheerleader friends have come over to perform for us. Let's give them a nice welcome.
Catch on, okay?
we have a special treat. There is actually a Broadway musical called Seussical. And it is about Dr. Seuss and his stories. And so we have a special treat. Whenever you're ready there.
One thing, and you dragged me right onto the stage. Now I'm here, there is no telling what may ensue. With a cat such as me, and a thinker like you. Oh, the things you can think, oh, the things you can think. You will try. Or if you were listening, I would say to the oh, the things you can lining up the
You know, we think maybe it's your turn to be the stars.
Yeah.